Mark Bromley, running for House District 34 here in this, Adams County, North Glen, Federal Heights, Thornton, and a tiny piece of Westminster. Anyways, I'm going to read to you what is on my door card. You may have seen these around town. You may have even received one. If so, you're going to get to see what's on both sides of this, and I'll just explain it to you right now. Basically, it has Vote Bromley, HD 34, Colorado, Republican for 30 years. That's an important one because I've been with the Republican Party for 30 years, and my primary opponent has just recently joined back in April of this year. I'm a 50-year local, meaning I grew up here in House District 34. I represent all the people of House District 34, and I ran in a mayor race, so I actually really know the people of House District 34 the best out of both candidates. And I'll be the best representative for House District 34 because, I lived here. I went to the elementary schools. I went to the junior highs, the high schools around here. And that makes me one of the best choices for House District 34. I also have a family. I'm a father. I have a son. I married a wife. She's from Japan. I'm an honorable service veteran. And basically, honorable service veteran, it's by medal, combat-related medal, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. That's a medal that they give you in the military where you go to where the United States needs you to patrol an area in a combat zone where basically your life's on the line. Enough about that. That's why I'm honorable, because I actually did my service. Now, I got to get down to the three things I put on the front of the card, which is less government. I promise to reduce the amount of and the size of government down to a more appropriate size, appropriate level to actually stop from spending too much taxpayer money. Basically, that goes along with the lower taxes, keeping TABOR, our Taxpayers' Bill of Rights, and providing for a choice of schools. We can do that by not actually increasing taxes, by actually working with the school systems to best meet the needs of the students of House District 34. I heard a lot of people talk about homeschooling. Homeschooling's good if you have children that actually really need that. However, I went through the public schools, and the public schools have been one of the best here in Adams County. And so I haven't seen any real reason to believe in what my opponent thinks homeschooling is, but I did run into other people that actually had some real serious concerns and some special needs for their children to grow up and be taken care of that did need a little bit of homeschooling. And I do believe that protecting those kind of choices would be wise to do so. Now I'm on to my second thing, civil rights. I believe in protecting the rights of all people according to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights, that was written for all people, no matter what your diversity is, who you affiliate as. Our Constitution, Bill of Rights is for everyone. All lives matter. And that is what I'm going to actually protect while I'm serving here in Colorado. I'm pro-life. I believe that the infant's actually born at the DNA. That's where the soul actually starts, because anything that you could possibly be comes from that DNA. And that DNA is a unique human being. And I believe that as long as the child is healthy, the mother is healthy, all children should be born. I'm pro-Second Amendment. I believe that everybody has that right to defend themselves as they see necessary and fit in order to preserve their freedoms, their civil rights, and their liberties. So nobody can just snatch that away from you and take that away from you. So I believe that you have a right to defend yourself as need be, as the Second Amendment clearly illustrates, without alteration or being changed. I also believe in the repeal of red flag laws, because the red flag laws have been used to target people who work in industries requiring them to have a gun. Essentially, red flag laws is a way that any citizen could get you fired from your job just because they want to claim that they're a relative, and then they try to file reports on you, and then they want to contest the whole matter over a course of a year while putting your job at risk and probably getting you fired from, like, let's say the police. Maybe you drive an armored car, maybe you do some other kind of armed security detail or work in the military where you have to be armed. Yeah, this is actually a harmful law. It has not actually been used to target actual criminals. It's mostly been used to actually target law-abiding people. Now, one of the things I want is the rite of passage. I want to restore the age of 18 upon graduation from your high school or GED, or actually attaining the age of 19, that then you have the full rights as an adult, as a rite of passage. That means all the laws that have been changed from 18 to 21 are all dropped back down to 18. The reason for that is because all people who are adults at that time, by the age of 18, they have the right to explore their full potentials as adults. There's no reason to retard that, slow that process down, and wait until they're 21, because by 21, that's going to be too late for them. And not to mention, it causes conflict within higher learning because most of the students are over 21, and the new students coming in cannot participate with the other adult community. It creates a division by age, and I think that just simply needs to be removed. And there's also another problem. There's a lot of judges and courts that use their police to go after the college age group. And if you're under 21, you're considered a minor. If you're over 21, you're considered an adult. So they could charge you as an adult if you're over 21. And your best friend is the minor that they're talking about. Your best friend could be 20, you could be 21. It doesn't matter that your friend's going to turn 21 next month. But that's how they divvy it up in the courts here in the state of Colorado. And I've seen cases like that, and I know they do happen. And that is something that has to be changed here in the state of Colorado. Once you're an 18-year-old and you're going on to college, join the military, you should be able to work jobs that require you to sell cigarettes, maybe alcohol. There's plenty of grocery stores out there that sell this stuff. So I can't believe that they would actually restrict 18-year-olds from getting jobs if they needed to in those kind of fields like a grocery store or a convenience store for that matter. So yeah, I'm going to actually try to fight for the rite of passage for 18-year-olds. Now, the third one is pro-economy, the American way, jobs, employment, right to work, bring oil and gas back to Colorado for the jobs, for the energy sector. I do believe in alternative energy, but it's not yet fully up to snuff to actually say, hey, let's just cut out oil and gas altogether. Because, see, I was in the military, and oil and gas is what defends the freedom of the world. And we need that in order to stay on top in this world as one of the greatest nations that there ever is. So we're going to bring that back to Colorado. We're going to fix some legislation so we can actually produce more oil and gas here in Colorado and create more jobs with it. And that would be a strong industry. I'm also going to be fixing our regulatory agencies to improve jobs, pay, and quality of life, because some of the progressive standards that our regulatory agencies have been putting in place have actually caused people to lose their jobs, lose their incomes, lose their quality of life. And a lot of that progressiveness is unimportant. I mean, last legislative session, the Democrats voted to allow teachers from foreign countries to reciprocate their licenses here in Colorado. Well, in our regulatory agencies here in Colorado, they have not been allowing too much reciprocation between different states, basically because of the unions. The unions have too much control over that, and we're going to work on a right-to-work state here in Colorado to take the bargaining leverage that unions have unfairly used to buy the Democrats' legislation and votes, and we saw that in last legislative session too. We need a right-of-work state to actually take that dark money out of politics and get more fair representation and transparency of the unions operating here in the state of Colorado. Now, some of the things on the back of my card is I was raised in House District 34, and I am the best choice to represent the district. Growing up here in the House District, I got to know a lot of friends, a lot of family, a lot of people here in House District 34. And for that reason, I'm one of the best representatives for House District 34, period. I'm a Republican for 30 years and always fighting for our constitutional rights. I've been fighting for constitutional rights ever since I started politics, way back when I was young, back about 18 years old. I ran around with a large number of friends that were actually politically involved, and I've been doing that all my life, even in the Navy. And I've been taking care of a lot of people's needs as far as their constitutional rights are concerned, and I'd like to be doing that here in House District 34 as well. Let's see, I have a solid hard work ethics, morality, honor, commitment, and courage, and years of service to defend the USA, Colorado, and House District 34. I joined the military because of House District 34. I did it for my home city, my state, and my country, and that's why I joined the military, and that's why I defended this country. It was hard work. I worked in their department on the top of the flight deck, and if anybody knows about flight deck duty, it is a hazardous duty. It is a hard duty. We could work beyond 16-hour days, more than 20 hours too, often when we're underway with the full complement of a bunch of planes, helicopters, things like that. And I worked right up on top of that flight deck every single day that I was out there. And that is a lot of hard work. I even worked in the shipyards building ships. So, yeah, hard work's not new to me. I'm actually quite knowledgeable of it. As far as legislation and policy, again, that was some of my collateral duty. Shore Patrol, that was basically law enforcement. I'm a trained firefighter. I was trained in some medical assistance, doing CERT, FEMA as an emergency manager. And, well, I'm a trained first responder as well. I've done a lot of work on that as well. So I would say that, yeah, hard work is something I do. I'm one of the most honest, super high integrity type of individuals. Now, I shouldn't use integrity and honest together because they're the same word, but why not? Everybody else is using it these days. So there you go. I'm honest. I have morality. I'm basically what you're hoping for in a political candidate for House District 34 to represent the people of House District 34. That reminds me, I also got some notes from recent veterans here in House District 34 that actually need some more help in looking at. And to help me resolve some of these issues, it would be nice if I get elected for House District 34 so it can do the most good for the most number of people here in House District 34. Because not only veterans wanted it, seniors wanted it, they're all worried about their Social Security income, about their benefit packages, and there's a lot of questions about jobs here. And I stand for equality, fairness, and transparency of government. And that's something that we're actually going to move forward when I get into House District 34 as your representative. We'll be actually making sure that government's held accountable to the decisions it makes and that everything works for the best so we can make a strong Colorado. I also want to bring medicine back to Colorado. We can manufacture it here. There's no reason why we need to import it from Canada or from China. We can basically just make it here in Colorado. It'd be cheaper. And basically that's all that's on this card here. And I explained a lot of it. I do hope that I get your vote for House District 34 for the Republican candidate. And I'm one of the best choices that you could be making for House District 34. And I look forward to winning your vote. Please hurry up and vote. You either have to drop off your ballots because it's the 22nd and the Secretary of State said you need to drop off your ballots at the drop boxes, or you have to go in person to the walk-in poll places to drop off your ballots. They strongly advise not mailing them because it might be late and they may not get it after June 30th. And if it's after June 30th, it won't be counted. So please use the drop boxes or show up to a walk-in polling place. If you did not receive your ballot and you're registered to vote, please go to the walk-in poll place and you'll be able to vote there. Just remember, vote Mark Bromley for House District 34. I'm the best candidate and I will actually be taking care of your needs here for House District 34. I am just so glad that you actually watched my video today, and I look forward to getting your vote. Vote Mark Bromley, House District 34. Yeah!